Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. We sit you down with one of our regular dealers. Now, they're going to try and buy your treasures off you for a cash sum on the table today.
I'm thinking 100 quid, to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
Really? Better go a bit more, aren't I?
A lot more.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say, no way. Gamble. Go to auction. See if we can get you a little bit more money there.
Nope, at 320. Sells at 320.
I'll be on hand at all times to help and advise. Today the show comes to you from Gainsborough in Lincolnshire. There's a fabulous crowd of people here. They are eager to sit down with our dealers. They really want to do business. You know why they're here. They want to walk away with the real deal.
The locals are ready to lock horns with our dealers. Cheryl Hayton is first up with an ornate snuff jar.
You can imagine this in some Highland lodge. Very man, very boys thing, but good decorative piece. Quite fancy buying this.
I bought them a long, long while ago, and I have no idea what they're worth.
Well, Sheila, let's find out.
This is a very unusual item.
It is, isn't
you
it?
don't
Yeah.
often see these.
No, I bought it 50 years ago, so
Wow.
quite a long while ago.
Where did you buy it from?
An antique shop in Kirton Lindsay, where I used to live.
So very
Local.
on the doorstep,
It is,
very
yeah.
local
Yeah,
to
very
where we
local.
are.
Yeah.
And what have you done with this item in the last few years then?
Just kept money in it, actually.
Is there any left?
Nope, I took it all out before I came.
Well, this is a ram's horn, I
yeah.
presume. At first I thought it was silver, because we've got all this nice rococo sort of, you know, all these like leaf design, but it's only silver plate, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But a nice quality of silver plate and hasn't been over cleaned
No,
as well.
no, it's not, no.
Which is good. And you've got the silver plate here on the tips. Now, what do you think it was actually used for? I've got my idea.
I think it was used for snuff on the military dinners, or something like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So this would be passed around the table, exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a bit too heavy-handed. So that one, unfortunately, that's not a big job to get that put back on.
I thought it wanted doing properly, you know.
Sometimes tobacco, people say, but I immediately thought snuff, and the size of
I
it,
think snuff.
as you said, it's been used in a military or gentleman's sort of club society and passed around the table. It is a very man thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's not the prettiest item.
No, it's not feminine at all.
And about 1900 date-wise,
really?
I would have thought it appears to be by the style of the decoration. Very collectible.
Good.
I like it. I'm going to try and buy it.
Right.
What would you do with the money, Sheila, if you sold it today?
Well, I want to put it to an antique wall fountain.
Oh, that's unusual. I'm going to get some cash out then. Sheila, £100.
No, a little bit more than that, please.
A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more than that, please. 20.
120.
No, I need more than that.
You need a bit more than that.
I need another one of those.
Okay, right.
I'm just coming in time because I feel it's worth a little bit more than that. 150 to 250 is the estimation.
Right.
So I'm going to say, got to be a couple of £100 at least.
Right. So I'll have some more red ones then, please.
You have some more red ones.
I'm getting out of your way. Don't take under 200. I
Right.
think it's a good thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right then, let's take that one away, Sheila. Let's get talking. 150.
No,
I'm not going to mess you about. I'm going to go straight up to 200 because I want to buy it. But don't forget, you've got commission if you go to auction.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's £200
Yeah,
in
would
cash.
you be willing to put 20 on top of that? 220.
Go on, because I like it. So 220 and we've got a deal, Sheila.
220, we've got a deal.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much,
Sheila,
Cheryl.
now tell me, what did you pay for this 50 years ago?
I think it was £5.
Crikey,
Yep.
what a return on your money. Well done.
£215 up, Sheila. Well done. Find out later if Cheryl can hunt down a profit too. Moving swiftly on to our next deal with Seller Muriel.
I'm really looking forward to it. I've dying to know how much she's going to offer me.
Quite excited about it. See how the deal goes.
Plenty of enthusiasm around. Let's get things underway with Jan Keane.
And would you like to tell me what it is you've brought in today and a little bit about his background?
Right, it is my mother-in-law's, and it's been in her family some time. And the pattern, I've been told, is a Mansfield pattern.
Well, let's have a look at it. It's very pretty and very delicate. And if we turn it around, we see that there's a lovely sort of butterfly moth on the side, and then also decorated inside with a little delicate flower. And I mean, there's, for a small piece, it's got
taken a lot of work.
Decoration. And it's obviously Worcester, and about sort of late 18th century. So you're going back quite a bit.
1700 and something.
Yes, 1770.
Yeah.
So why have you brought it in today? Just to see what it's worth?
Yes.
Well, let's start and put some money down and see if we can come to an agreement.
Okay, here we go.
So that's 20, 40 pounds.
The money goes with the table, and it's not
Here
quite
comes the
dark
man of
enough.
the moment.
Our independent valuers and our auctioneers are saying 40 to 60 pounds. It doesn't sound a lot of money for a piece of 18th century Worcester, first period Worcester, but that's about the going area. At the moment, decent offer, but a little bit low. I'm going to say tempt a little bit, and I think we'd have a deal.
Thanks, David. Supposing I put down another 5 and say 45. Don't seem too happy with that.
No, please could I have a little bit more?
So if I took the 5 away
Yes.
and put down a 10.
Well, I would like that £5 back, please, because then I can give mother-in-law something nice.
Okay,
So-
then we'll call it an extra £5, which makes it £55, which lets me make a profit, and you go and off and buy your present.
That's absolutely
Do we have a
brilliant.
handshake?
We do indeed. Thank you
you
very
very
much. Okay.
It's time to rock and roll with Hoggy.
It's a good bit of kit. I like it a lot, but it's all about price. And I tell you now, it's a hard thing to sell after you buy it.
I know they're worth a bit of money, and I'm hoping that we can reach a deal today.
The Duke and auctioneer Colin Young are standing by to make sure Hoggy hits the right note.
Tell me about it, Marty.
Well, this is from my father's collection. He passed away last year in August, and these are just some of the pieces that we've got from the collection that I think are attractive.
Well, starting at the front here, this is from Capitol Records.
It is, yeah.
Gene Vincent
Yep.
and the crew.
And the blue caps.
And the blue cats, the cool cats. And we've got the plaque there. And then when we turn it over, we've got the authenticated signatures.
Yeah.
Which is what you need with anything
It
you're
is.
buying,
It is this day and age.
And the plaque there.
Yeah.
Then we go to this one, and this is an LP, but it's a DJ's LP, so it's been sent straight to the DJ.
It has, and it's been a dedication that's been done by Gene Vincent himself.
Yeah.
You know, so it's it's quite a rare one. I've not seen one like it before.
I would think they're all rare, Marty,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And when we turn this one over, once again, we see the album.
The album.
Looks like it ain't been played.
Yeah, that was the thing about my father. He very rarely, if he collected records, they weren't played.
And then the authenticity.
Yep.
Another thing we
certificate
need to see.
That is right, yep.
And then once again we go up here, and we got the great man Eddie Cochran.
Killed in a car accident, if I remember rightly. You know, sad loss for rock and roll.
So these were the forerunners of rock and roll, as we know.
Yeah.
Really, weren't
I
they?
think they're the guys that set the standard for today's music. You know, it's where it came from.
Great. So you obviously know how much they're worth, Marty, don't you?
I do.
And I'll give you one thing here. They are hard to sell.
Yeah.
Not everyone out there is wanting to buy them. And remember, I'm a trader, not a collector.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make you an offer based around me making a profit.
No worries.
Now, Colin, you're maybe just a little bit young, and you may not recognise this song, but Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. I was 16, you see, Colin. Bebop-a-lula, and you had to have the swinging hips as well.
Do you mean music existed before the Sex Pistols? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Absolutely. I think what we've got here, I think, is very interesting. The question is, are they right, the signatures? What do you think?
Well, I've had a look at them, and I'll be honest, I'm quite happy with them.
I think these are absolutely fabulous. 500 to 700 is what the independent valuers say. What do you say?
Well, I'm around that sort of figure as well, and the reason is because with a lot of these autographs, there are some really bad ones out there, admittedly. Yes. And these really sort of tick all the boxes, and so for that reason, we're going with a strong estimate of 500 to 700.
Okay. So you've heard what Colin says. Hoggy's a bit young, but he's a rock and roller. Let's see what he puts on the table.
I'll go for 50, 100, 50, 200, 250, 300 quid.
No. I know the value that they can be worth, and for me dad's memory, I mean, he's probably up there now, having a right fit
saying,
about
Marty,
it.
take the money, take the money,
No,
Marty.
he's probably, what was that, Dad? What was that?
Take the money.
He's saying, don't do it, son, don't do it. Nah, I couldn't accept that.
300 quid.
Okay.
Are you impressed by that?
That's a good start, isn't it?
Well, you've heard what Colin says. He says it's a good start. The rock and roller, the Duke here, says we need more money. Bebop-a-lula.
Marty at 300, I think I've got a little profit in left there. David, it's a difficult one. I love rock and roll.
Too young. You're too young, Hoggy.
No, I love rock and roll.
And your name's Marty.
It is, yes.
I bet it's called after Marty Wilde.
That's correct. I am. Another iconic British rock and roll star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, 500 to 700, Hoggy.
Wow.
Never mind, wow, you've got rock star pals.
David.
You get 500 quid for that on your own.
Shut up.
Okay, he doesn't want it, does he? He's not going to buy this. We're going to auction. Are there going to be some buyers there, some rock and rollers? Well, we hope so.
350.
No, afraid not. I think
360.
Nah, if you took the 10 away and added another 3 of them nice £50 notes, then I think we could hit one there.
I can't go that high, Marty.
Okay.
So off to auction, Marty?
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
In my defence, I think this one's 70 quid, and I think this one is the real valuable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
Just have to see what the auction says.
So Hoggy hits a bum note in the den.
£300 bid,
Coming up,
320,
a bidding war rocks the sale room.
380.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Gainsborough. Before the break, we saw Marty turn down Hoggy's offer of £360 for his signed rock and roll photographs.
So off to auction, Marty?
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
I wish you all the best.
The auctioneer Colin Young is confident he can drum up some interest in the sale room. The Duke's taking care of business.
550 to 650 is the estimation. There is a reserve of 550 quid. What do you think? Should he have taken Michael's 360 quid? Or should he have gambled and sent them to the sale room? He can't make it today, and I'm looking after his interests. The question is, are there some people like me from the 60s here who want to relive their teenage years? Well, let's find out. Coming up now.
300 to go then, surely. 300, surely 300. 300, £300 bid at 300. 320, 340, 60, 380, 400.
It's at 400, the reserve 550.
At £400, 420, 440, 460, 480 now. 480, 500, 550 now.
550?
At 550, and 600 is the last call then, selling on the internet at £550.
The gambler's gone down at £550, right on the reserve. There is some commission to take away. £450 is left. That's the amount that we're going to be sending to Marty. Marty, that is the real deal. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Good memories.
A great price for Marty. So Hoggy's not the king of rock and roll after all. Over to David Hakeney and his first deal of the day.
Sadly, a lot of these gold pocket watches today are being the terrible word, scrapped. A half hunter, I wouldn't dream of scrapping because I find them very saleable.
It's been passed down through the family, so I'm hoping to get around £600 to £700 for it.
Well, David H certainly seems keen. Good luck, Steve.
You brought a nice pocket watch here, I can see that, and a gold chain. Is it something you've had in the family a long time, or...?
So my mother-in-law gave it to my wife about 4 years ago, and my mother-in-law had had it for about 40 years. But other than that, we don't know any more history than that.
Well, it's quite a saleable watch, this, because it's a half hunter. Sadly, these days, with the price of gold, a lot of these gold watches have gone in the melting pot, you know. It's very, very sad, you know. But I've got to say that this is a half hunter, and these are still a popular present for a gentleman who's got everything, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a nice maker, Benson of London. They made nice quality movements, nice watches, quite common. I've had lots and lots of them. And this is in 9-carat gold, and it's got its original box, which is also nice. Sadly, the hinge wants sorting out. So, really, it's a matter of how much you'd like for it, Steve. What else can I say about it? Why are you going to sell it anyway?
It's quite literally, it sat in the drawer, not doing anything, which is a bit of a shame. As you say, most of these watches have been weighed in, haven't they?
Oh, they have. It's very, very sad. But I haven't scrapped any half hunters because I think they're a lovely watch, and they are sort of quite saleable, you know, even though they're coming to quite a lot of money now, these half hunters. So they used to be sort of a couple of £100 once.
So price-wise, I've got a figure in mind, but obviously, you know, I'll put the ball in your court. Really.
I'll try and make you happy here and get the cash out and see if we can tempt you. For the watch and chain, I would give 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, £300. Is that
fortunately
making you smile?
No, you'd have to put some more red ones down, I feel.
Okay, we'll keep going. It's 350, 370, 390, £400.
I still feel so looking at the weight for scrap as well, for gold, it's worth considerably more than that, I feel.
Let me take these away. 450, Steve.
It's getting there, but...
550.
Okay, if you could make that another £50, I would shake your hand.
£50 and we had a deal. It's something I like, I'm not going to argue with you. Thank you very much for bringing it in, and thanks for the deal.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to buy these two nice items.
Cheers, thank you.
People ask me for nice gold pocket watches these days because they realise that they're disappearing rapidly, especially a nice half hunter one like this one.
Another gold pocket watch saved by Dapper Dave. Back to Hoggy's table.
Mike, you brought in some interesting Japanese bronzes. Yeah. Tell us what you know about them.
Not an awful lot really, other than the smaller of the two mirrors is 18th century.
Right.
And the bigger one is 19th century.
So this is a mirror, and this is a mirror.
Yeah.
And this is a little sort of rice wine cup.
Like a rice wine bowl cup.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it?
And that's earlier, that's 16th or 17th century.
Yeah. The interesting thing about these being called mirrors is these would have been highly polished, both sides, and that would be the mirror. And they'd have a little bit of string going through them, and once again you've got the mirror there.
Yeah.
Decorated to the interior, which was a sign of just how much they enjoyed looking at nice things, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, this is quite plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's got some writing on it, it's got writing inscribed, and it's actually signed on the bottom as well.
It is, yeah.
So, interesting lot, really. Where did you get them from?
Various antique fairs. I'm a bit of a magpie collector.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you know, but the Japanese market has gone wild right now.
Yeah.
I mean, things which were selling for 30 quid are now making 300 quid.
Right.
And things that were making 300 quid are now making 3-4 grand. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's a very hard thing to keep in touch with. Right. Very hard thing to date as well. Because often things what look 16th century can be 19th.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's a real specialist market, this one. I know what I want to pay for them, but I don't think I'm going to be able to buy them. because I'm going to speculate on these ones. I think it's a speculative lot.
Yeah. Fire away.
Yeah, I will fire away. So I tell you what I'm thinking, 50, 100. I'm thinking 100 quid, to be honest with you.
Oh, no. That would maybe get close to buying one mirror.
Really?
Yeah.
All right then. Better go a bit more, ain't I?
A lot more.
120, 140. 160.
Way off.
You see, it's not something I know much about, Mike, at the end of the day.
No.
When it comes to pricing it, I mean, I don't know what these would sell for.
Well, I'm quite happy to take it to auction.
I wish you luck.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mike. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Japanese bronzes, 16th century, I don't know. I think I bid enough for me.
It's a speculative lot. It could make me a lot of money.
Well, Mike's confident. Let's see if the gamble under the gavel pays off in the sale room, where the Duke has news.
When they were looked at on the dealer's day by the auctioneer and by our independent specialists, they thought there was a good possibility that they were 18th century. Since then, the auctioneer has changed his mind. He's done some research and he believes they're 19th century. So the catalogue now reads that they are 19th century. We're running with them with a £300 reserve, which might be a little bit too optimistic. So I'm going to have to say to you, Michael, let's see where we go with them. There are many different opinions on all these items. Who's going to be right? I normally say let the room decide, so let's see what the room says.
150 to go, Shirley. 150, 150 bid, 60 now, do I see it? 60, 170, 180 now, 190, 220 now. At £200 bid, 220 anywhere else now. At 200, is there 20 again now from the room or the net? At £200 bid and 20 now. At £200, thought it would be a bit more than this. At £200 and all done. No, well, we'll have to try another day, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, for that.
OK, it stopped at £200. This is the dilemma. On the dealer's day, £160 was offered. They've now come to the sale room, and to get up to the 300 reserve has proved to be very, very difficult. I'm going to say on the day, though, because £160 in cash was offered by Michael Ogburn, I'm going to award the real deal there. Michael, you've got the real deal, mate, at 160 quid.
So Hoggy was on the money. Never mind, Mike, it's always worth a gamble with such a speculative lot. Coming up, they say that knowledge is power.
Now tell me about this pendant. It's a French filigree pendant. It's set with diamonds. It's got a French first boar's head on it, which as far as I know dates it to 1797, and a tiny little maker's mark, which I haven't made out.
But will Cheryl get a word in edgeways?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Gainsborough in Lincolnshire.
Time to head back to Jam, where the next item has her seal of approval.
Well, I think this is a real little collectible. Nice piece of horn.
I'm feeling a bit nervous. I've never been on television before.
Good luck, Gordon. It's your 5 minutes of fame and hopefully fortune.
And I can see you bought in this little seal. Would you like to tell me anything about it?
There isn't a lot. My wife's it's been passed down from for her grandmother. We just wanted to know more about it, really. That's why we bought it.
Yes. Well, it's a real curiosity. It's very nice. It's dated on the back, 1839, for 100 years of the new movement of Methodism.
Yes.
And it was Reverend G. Whitefield, and it was the great awakening of a new religion with great big rallies and great gatherings, and so this was fairly important. And he's very, very nicely made in horn, and he's got a little mother of pearl little collar at the front here. Yes. And then of course he's got underneath the little brass seal which would have stamped the letters on the liquid wax to make sure that they hadn't been opened and that the person it was meant for was the first person who saw the contents. But it's a real curiosity, and there are a lot of people around that collect these seals. And so I would like to make you an offer on him and see if I can buy him from you.
Yes, you can try.
Walk away with him. 20 and a 40 and a £60. I feel that's a fair opening.
No, well, it's not enough though, is it? Keep going a bit.
OK, Gordon. £80. And here comes
hello, David.
the person that
It's
knows
an
he
unusual
does.
item. It's carved horn. And this particular preacher, I mean, he was an associate of John Wesley, so, you know, he's an interesting character. About 1837, 80 to 120 is both the independent valuers and the auctioneers. So I'm going to say, if you could get another 20 quid, if you could get 100, I still think our dealer could get that away. It's a quirky, individual lot, and I think if you got 100 with no commission to pay, you'd be all right.
There we go.
There we have it, Gordon, don't we?
Yeah.
Now,
another one then.
I'm going to put another 20 down.
No.
So I don't know what you think of that, whether you'd be happy with that offer and your wife would be happy with that offer.
Yeah, what about another 10?
Ooh, you're going to go for it?
Well, yeah.
I'm going to whip out another £10 note. And I think that is a fair offer.
Yes, I'm happy with
that. Are you
that?
happy to have a
Yes, I am.
handshake? That's lovely,
Thank you very
Gordon.
much,
Thank you
Jan.
very
Thank
much
you.
indeed.
My wife will be ever so pleased, especially with the extra £10.
I'm sure a seal collector will come along and be very interested in him, and off he'll go. I'm well happy.
Back in the dealer's den, Cheryl's checking out her next item.
A silver pendant. At a quick glance, it's almost looking like a wine label, so may have to have another look at that one. Hello, Alison.
Hi.
Now, tell me about this pendant. It looks very unusual.
Yes, it's a Georgian French filigree pendant. It's set with point cut diamonds, one in the centre, then there's lots of little points on it as well. It's got a French first boar's head on it, which as far as I know dates it to 1797, and a tiny little maker's mark, which I haven't made out yet. So. But it's very unusual, but the chain's just too long for me.
Okay. And how did you come to own it?
I actually bought it at auction because it's very unusual, and I thought it looked Georgian, but it is just too long for me to wear, so I thought I'd move it on so I can buy some more jewellery.
As you said, there's a diamond in the middle, but it is a little point of a diamond. It's not big enough to even put on the gauge. If I just pick it up, it's got a hinge almost. This is in like two.
Moves beautifully, doesn't it?
It sort of reminded me of a wine label in a way, the way some of those sort of decanter label. I'm wondering even if this sort of garland here has even been added slightly later, because
do you think?
I don't know. Looking at it, it's in the style of. I'm just wondering why it
the filigree work is slightly different, isn't it?
Very slightly
style
different.
to it.
It's a bit unusual, this
one.
It
is.
So what would you do? You would end up buying some more jewellery.
Oh, definitely.
If you sold it to me today.
What else?
Well, I'm going to get some money out, see what you think. As I say, a little bit of a difficult one when you've only just bought it quite recently and you've paid commissions and things at auction. So I'm sure you realise that. Bit unusual. See what you think anyway. 20, 40, £60.
I can need a little bit more than that. As you say, it's very unusual.
You're a good sales lady. David, this is unusual.
OK, let's have a little look at this. 80 to 120 from the independent valuers. The auctioneer says 50 to 80 pounds. I mean, it's attractive, Cheryl, but I'm not sure just how commercial that is if you went to an auction house. I think at £60, that's not a bad offer. Because if you went to the auction house and if you got 80, the time you had 15% off, you wouldn't be much more than that.
True.
And I'm not so sure that's going to do 80 or more.
Right, thank you. £60 in cash to take away?
I think that I will take my chances at auction.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think it's unusual, it's Georgian, people like early things. You're not going to see another one every day of the week.
Exactly. Yeah,
Thank you for bringing it along. Anyway.
You're welcome, and
good
thank
luck
you.
on the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alison's determined to get £70. Is it a tall order?
What did you pay in the auction and how long ago was that?
It was a few months ago. I paid £60, but that was along with another similar pendant.
OK. It's coming up now. The reserve is 50, which is very modest. Is it going to be a winner? Well, let's find out. Here we go.
Who's going to start me at £80 for it? 80. 50 will do then. £50, anybody? 50. 50. 30 if we have to. 30, to be sold. £30 a bid, at 30 bid, 5 to a see now. £30 a bid, I'll take 2 if you like now.
Starting low at 30.
At £30 bid, at 30 bid, 2 anywhere else now. 32 bid, 35 bid, 38 now.
38, it's struggling a little bit.
40, 40 pound a bid, at 40 bid, 2 to a see now. 42. 42 now, no, at 40 pound a bid, at 40 bid and 2, 42. 45 now to a see, 5. 48 and 50, 50 bid, and 5 now. £50 bid, 5 surely. £50 in the back row, 50 bid. Are there any more bids?
It's at the reserve, past the reserve.
Coming back on the net now, you're in at 50, surely you'll go 5. At £50 bid, back row takes it on the market at £50.
Gamble has gone down. Bit of a gamble. We have got commission to take away. When you take away the commission, you have £41 left. Are you disappointed?
No, not at all. It was a bit of fun coming to auction, and it's a gamble, as you say.
It is. It's a bit of a gamble. You were offered 60, you turned it down, you thought, no, the independent valuers say a bit more, I'm going to have a gamble with it. I only bought it a few months ago. It didn't quite pay off on this occasion. You're going home with £41, but you only paid £60 at auction, and you still have the other pendant. So, on the day, not too bad a gamble. Real deal, 41 quid.
Sell the other pendant and you'll be quids in, Alison. Coming up, the Duke helps out a fair maiden.
How does that sound? Another 20?
I don't really like the colour purple.
Did he dare to put 20 quid on there?
I just said I don't like the colour purple.
Get 50 quid down, be a gentleman, don't put £20 down there with a lady.
Will David H be her knight in shining armour? As the day comes to an end, the final deal falls to David Halkney. He's been joined by Bianca and her diamond ring.
And I'm looking for about £1,200 to £1,400 for it. I want veneers, so I'm going to put the money towards some new teeth.
I like diamonds. Who doesn't?
Will David Halkney be your very own tooth fairy, Bianca?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You brought a very nice diamond ring in here.
Yeah.
Have you had it a long time?
Well, my grandmother died when my great-grandmother died, and she left it to me, and I've only just had it a few years, but I just don't wear it. I just don't see the point in having it.
Let me have a quick look at this. It's a very pretty single stone diamond. I can see it's an old cut. It's not a modern cut. It's an old ring, in fact, isn't it? 18 karat gold. This is probably from the 20s, is it? What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, it looks like a lot of money, this, Bianca.
I hope so.
Well, I'm sure it will be. I better get some money out and see if I can get you tempted here. I think we better start with the big ones, don't you?
Yes.
Well, that's not going to be enough, is it?
No.
And, well, there's £100, there's 150, £200, 250, £300, 350, 400, 450, £500.
Oh, well, I was expecting a bit more than that.
I should think you were, yes. It's very nice, and I think it's probably about, what, a carat or a bit more?
I think it's about 1.3.
Is it? What about £600?
No, I was expecting a little bit more than that.
£700?
I would like more than that.
You like more?
Yes.
Well, here's some advice.
I was wondering what was bringing a smile on Dandy Day's face. Well, now I know. Yeah. Right, Bianca. £1,200 to £1,500 is the estimation. Not enough, Dave. I'm going to leave. Don't get too excited, and then I'm going to come back shortly when there's some more money on the table.
Well. I don't know here, Bianca. I'm going to go some more. 750, 800, 850, £900, and I think I want to be there about £900.
That is a fair offer, I must say. But I would like more than that.
You like more?
Yeah.
I think we're getting up there a bit better now. What's it going to make if we go towards the auction? I think it's going to get somewhere around about the 1,200, the lower part of the estimate at least. And if that happens, you've got about £200 in commission to take off.
Yeah.
And that would leave you with about £1,000. I'm going to let Dave relax, see if he can dig a bit deeper. This is worth buying, David.
I think so, right, OK. I'll give £1,000 for it. Bianca?
Is that your best offer?
I've been very generous here.
Another 50.
Listen, how does that sound? Another 20? Let me earn something.
I don't really like the colour purple.
Did he dare to put 20 quid on there?
I just said I don't like the colour purple.
Get 50 quid down, be a gentleman, don't put £20 down there with a lady.
I think that's enough money, I really do.
Put another 50 on.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to be hard.
Hey, hang on a minute. You're not trying to go on a date here. You're trying to buy a ring. Now get the money down.
Oh, dear. Dear me. If you knew how hard it is to earn this money. 1,040. That's me done. I'm done.
Go on, another 10.
No.
Another
Done.
10.
I've finished. No. No. 1,050, Bianca.
Yeah.
You've twisted my arm.
Thank you.
I'm really easy to deal with.
I'm really pleased now.
Good.
I didn't get as much as what I wanted, but I'm really satisfied. I'm happy I came. I'm going to go and get my teeth done now. Really happy.
Oh, I think I was quite generous for that ring. It was an ill cut, but it was a nice size. It was well over a carat, and I think it'll make some girl happy.
Well, you've certainly made one girl happy, David. Our dealers have offered up over £2,500 of their own money today. But to make a living, they have to turn their buys into profit. Have they succeeded? It was hard going for Hoggy. He just didn't fork out enough to keep our sellers away from the sale room.
So off to auction, Marty?
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
I wish you all the best.
Next up is Cheryl, who did slightly better with her one buy of the day.
220, we've got a deal.
Fantastic.
She sniffed out a collector for the snuff jar for a reasonable return. Jan did well with her 2 purchases.
I'm sure a seal collector will come along and be very interested in him, and off he'll go. I'm well happy.
The horn seal was sold on for £190. And the Worcester tea bowl?
I teased Muriel with an extra £5 and got my tea bowl, and now all I have to do is find a Royal Worcester collector.
She tracked one down and netted a small profit. So this just leaves the 2 deals of Dapper Dave.
A half hunter, I wouldn't dream of scrapping because I find them very saleable.
It was only a matter of time before he found a collector for the pocket watch, after forking out £600. And finally, after a huge outlay of £1,050, he only managed a measly markup for the diamond ring.
You've twisted my arm.
Thank you.
I'm really easy to deal with.
I'm really pleased now.
Good.
Never mind, David. A profit is a profit after all.
It's been an exciting day today. There's been bags of atmosphere, lots of people here, lots of buying, lots of selling. That's what I like to see. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. Bye for now.